So in this video tutorial, I will show you how you can edit the Keynote version of the BlueFX Whiteboard Explainer. Now, the main difference between the PowerPoint and Keynote version is that we don't have the hands. But that's not really an issue because you can create really good looking animations even without the hands. Okay, so when you download the project that you have received when you made your purchase, then you'll find the zip. When you extract the zip, you'll find the following folders: Keynote project, PowerPoint project. And now you need to open the Keynote project. In that Keynote project, you'll find a couple of things. So in there, you'll find Start Here and 2 pre-made stories in that. Then you'll find another project called Animated. These are animated moving sketches, okay? Here you'll find Characters, another folder, another file, where you're gonna find all the characters of the Whiteboard Explainer, and then you'll also find Design Elements. So based on this, you'll be able to copy and paste all the elements from these to your main project. Okay, so now let's open up the first pre-made story and let's see what we get here. So we're gonna open it up with Keynote. You'll see the first slide. Basically, you don't need this first slide. You can just delete it. I've added this one here so you have easy access to your support email and to this tutorial video. Okay, now let's take a look at how this works. And I'm gonna play this as it is. Okay, now I'm gonna push the space bar to move to the next spot. Okay, and you can see how every element is being animated here. Of course, you can change everything in this: the text, the images, the timing, the order, the effects, everything. And I will also show you how you can create your own story from scratch and how to reuse maybe a couple of elements from this particular story. Okay, I'm gonna push the the escape key on my keyboard so that you can see what we have here. Now you see this is the first story, and we have also another story quite similar to this one. Now, the next step is to just add our own images, add the images that we want. Let's say we don't want this guy here, you want a different character. So then you open up the characters project, open it up, and here you'll find all the fun little characters that we have included in this package. So you can just browse around, see what you like. And let's change the character with this one. Okay, I'm gonna right click on it, and click on copy. Okay, and now you just go back to the main story. Okay, and you can just delete the old one. You can hit the delete key on your keyboard and delete it, and then paste the new one. Okay, so we're gonna scale our friend here up, and what we want to do at the same time is to flip this image. Okay, so all you need to do is to select your image, go here to the right side and click on Format. Okay, and here you have different options for your image, and you can format your image in different ways. Now, what we're gonna use now is the Arrange tab. Click to the last tab, and there you have 2 options to flip your image. You have this one and you have this one, and this is the first one is that we want to use, and you can see how easily the image was flipped. Okay, now you have some fancy stuff here that you can also add. you could add a reflection, for example. So let's move on and start importing a couple of other elements, and I will show you after that how we can animate our drawings or sketches. Okay, now let's say you want to make a new composition, a new slide. Well, the most easy And simple way to do that is if you right click here and you can click on new slide, or you can actually duplicate the slide. I'm going to click now on new slide. And again, in Keynote, you can actually delete every slide here that you don't need and just use the one that you want. And you can just easily change the order of the slides just by drag and dropping the slide that you want at the top. Okay, so simple, so intuitive. Now, when you have a new slide, you're gonna see this. You don't need this. You can just delete the text box at this point, and you want to make sure that the background has some color. So we're gonna edit the background. Okay, so for that, what you gotta do is click on the format option. Okay, and then twirl this down, and you need to add a gradient fill. Of course, you see this nice gray background that we have here. This is how you achieve it, gradient fill. Okay, and there you have your gradient background. You can move this around a little bit, and that's it. Now let's add a couple of elements. Let's add our friend here. I'm going to copy him and paste him here. Okay, I'm going to move him to the left and scale him up a little bit. And now let's open up another composition. We still have the design elements that we haven't opened. So I'm going to open those icons up. And here you have a lot of design elements. And let's see what we could use. Well, you could use from here maybe this bank, or what, a house. Let's use this house. Copy, go back to the main comp, and here just click paste. Okay, now we want to make this house a little bigger so our friend can fit in it. Okay, so now let's add some text, and you go to the top and you'll find the text tab. Click on it, and now you just add the text here. Okay, so John just bought his first house. To scale the text up, all you need to do is to go to the format tab, click on the text, and here you just scale up the text. Now, let me show you a really good looking font for this animation style. You need to go to Comic Sans, okay, and you can see, you can search it here. Okay, Comic Sans, and this adds this handwriting effect on the text. Okay, so this font is something that we really like. Now if you want to add a bit of color to this, you can do that. Let's select the words that we want to color, and let's make this, let's add, let's say, this orange color, or you can play around with other colors also. Okay, now we have our first composition here, and what we want to do is to make stuff move, right? Because this is not just a static Keynote presentation. No, this is gonna be an explainer video. So what we want is our friend to move. Okay, so for that you need to go to the format tab and go and click on the animate section. Now you have here three types of animations: build in, action, and build out. Now mostly you're gonna be using the build in, because if you use also build in, the action, and the build out one, it's gonna be a long animation. Depending on your need, you can use that, but in most cases you only need the build in. So let's add an effect. Click on add effect, and here you have so many effects you can choose from. I'm gonna show you just a couple of effects that I really like. Let's start with some crazy effects. For example, this one, Anvil. You can just click on the preview here. Okay, you can see how you have that dust effect and that motion. Okay, you have here this, and the fireworks one is quite interesting, and the flame one, this one is something that I really like. It's a bit crazy. It won't fit in each case, but it looks good. Okay, now something that I really like is this sparkle effect. This can blend itself well with the whiteboard animation style. Okay, you then also have this skid effect. This also works well. Okay, and then we also have the more classic animations. So you can just use this blur effect, which is not so interesting, but you could use that. You can use the fade and move effect. This is going to be something that you're going to be using a lot. We're going to be using a lot, and you can change the position. I'm going to show you this, how this works. Fade and scale, and you can see this also has that nice shine effect. Okay, move in. This is I would just stick with fade and move. This one is better. And you also have the wipe effect. This is very useful when you're animating lines. Okay. You then also have a couple of interesting effects here. The pop effect is something that's going to be useful. The flip effect can be useful also, and this swirl, this swoosh, these will be useful for whiteboard animation, and that's kind of it. Okay, for our purpose now, we're gonna use the fade and move effect, because this is just the type of animation that you're gonna want to use the most. Okay, so when you chose your animation, just click on it, boom, and now what you can do is you can change the duration. So if you lower the seconds here, then the animation will be faster, and then here you can also change the direction of the movement. So let's say top to bottom. Okay, click here to preview it. So now the animation comes from the top. Okay, and now let's animate also the house. For the house, I want to use this effect, anvil. Okay, boof, the house just falls in place. And for the text animation has a couple of interesting extra effects. So of course you can use the fade and move effect. You can use the fade and scale effect. All of these look right, okay? But something that I really like on the text, and this is only gonna work with text, is the typewriter effect. So let's click on this one. Okay, so this you can just speed up a little bit, and it looks really nice. Okay, so this is our first scene. This is what we have created. Now you can just right click and duplicate this scene, and this time we're gonna just delete the icons because we're gonna add some other stuff here. Now let's add something else. Let's say let's use this character, copy and paste. Okay, let's scale her up, and this time we're gonna use also the animated folder. Okay, so you have this animated here. I'm gonna open this one up. Now what's really cool about this is that these, even if they don't show it at the moment, these are moving. So when I hit play now, you see that these animations are actually moving. So what we're gonna use now here is, let's say, this earth, this globe, and when you click on it you can preview the motion. Okay, right click, copy, go to the main page and click paste. Okay, what you can do here is, of course, add a couple of effects that we have already seen. Fade and move, and for this one you have here something called order, so you can change what happens first. So if we add the earth first, then that's gonna be the first thing that starts animating. Okay, now we can change this to fade and move. Let's see how that would look. Now with animated characters, I mean with animated GIFs, because these are GIFs, that's why they move, you can leave them as they are, or you can add an additional action to them. Okay, fade and move. I want this to move from the top. Okay, now let's preview what we've done. Okay, and there you have it. So this is how easy you can build an animation. Now I'm going to show you one more thing. You have in Keynote also something called transitions, and these are really awesome. Like if I want to transition from the first page, the first slide to the second slide, I can just not use any transition. I'm going to show you how that's going to work, and it's still going to look okay. Okay, so this is how the transition would work. If you don't have a lot of time, you're gonna use this transition, which is no transition. But if you have more time during that voiceover or during your story, you can add a couple of interesting transitions. Now, how do you add transitions? You gotta make sure that you don't have anything selected here, and you have only selected the slide on the left side, and then you add an effect. Okay, and here you can find different kind of transitions. Okay, I really like this one, the grid. Okay, so you're gonna these are recent effects, but you're gonna find them here, appear and move. Okay, and you have a lot of other effects also, which look really good. Okay, and then you have some interesting effects like this. And this one is really cool. You could use this one because it transitions each object. Okay, and you see this is quite unique to Keynote. This is why Keynote really just shines. This is why it's such an amazing app to create explainer videos in. And again, you can just delete these if you don't need them. These are just for test and as an example purpose. Okay, so you can just delete all of these if you don't need them. Now I'm going to show you because we often get this question: can I add my own image? And the answer to that is yes. And it's very simple to add your own image. You can add any image to Keynote. I'm going to just close a couple of windows here, and I'll show you. I'm going to add just a simple picture. What you want to do is just take that image from your desktop and drag it to your timeline, to your slide basically. Okay, and you can make that image smaller, of course, and just place it where you want it to sit. And you can add, of course, effects to it. You can add a lot of stuff to it. Okay, all of this will work. So this is how you can add your own image. This might be a logo, this might be a product image, or whatever you need. Okay, so now it's time that we actually create a video with this. Now, to do that, first you gotta set up the timing of the slides. So for that, you go to the play button. Okay, click clear recording in case there was any kind of recording earlier, and go back to play. Click on record slideshow. Okay, and at this point, and in the left side, you see what is being shown on your presentation, and on the right side, you always see what's the next slide that is gonna come up. Now, at the bottom here, you can see your microphone. You can see my microphone is showing up here, and we have here a play button, we have here a record button, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna now record our presentation together with our voiceover at the same time. Okay, so let's begin. 1, 2, 3, and let's go. So I'm gonna just click. So this is John, and John bought his first house, and this is Jane. Jane wants to travel the entire world. Okay, and I'm gonna say hello to you, and then go to Jim, and Jim is just starting his alarm clock, and he's going to work, and Joe actually runs his own business, and yeah, I'm inventing this story as I go. Okay, here's another slide, and so on, and I can I can change the timing of the elements by pushing the arrow keys also. So I'm gonna push now the arrow key on my keyboard. Boom. Okay, I'm pushing it again, and this way I can adjust the timing of each and every element on my presentation. Okay, and I'm gonna do this. Good. So this is enough. Now I'm gonna just click the start recording audio button. I mean, I'm gonna just stop it actually. Okay, and I'm gonna click here play. So and what you can see is actually that we see you can listen to the audio, and you can see also the images that are appearing. And when you're satisfied with this, then we're gonna just click on this button. Okay, and you can also delete this one and start again. But let's say we are satisfied, and I'm gonna just click on this button here. And now Keynote has recorded this entire voiceover and this entire presentation. So at this point, we can export this as a video, okay, as a movie. We go to File, and then go to Export As, and go to Movie. Okay, now you can select Full HD, click Next, and just select the place that you want this video to be at. Okay, and click Export, and you can see now the video is being created. Now, what you can do after that is just take this video, remove the voiceover, update the voiceover, add a music track, and you can do that in any video editing app. In iMovie, in Premiere Pro, whatever you use, you can use that. So we're going to take a look at the video that we have just created. Open up the video with QuickTime. And I'm going to scale this down a little bit, and let's play this. So I'm going to just click. So this yeah, and you can hear my voiceover. His first house, and this is Jane. Jane wants to travel the entire world. Okay, and I'm gonna say hello to you, and then go to Jim, and Jim is just starting his alarm clock, and he's going to work. And in effect, actually, I can change the timing of the yeah. So you see, this is how you can export the video. And now I could take this video and just directly upload it to YouTube, directly upload it to Facebook. Wherever I want to promote my videos, I can use this video file as it is. Or you can just update it a little bit with the music track and so on. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video tutorial. And if you make a video with this template, please send the link to us at support@bluefx.net. I'd love to see it, and yeah, showcase it maybe on our website, or just give you some feedback on it. Okay, thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.